Yam come on a cry. Nah, yes, I'm right.
I'm on it. Said you may start from Memphis Depay. This is a player who be here who is a Manchester United and Koyi back and forth at OBP more Barcelona. Said you actually quite the ATM. Obianim said the game na seen it. He moved to Corinthians. Oko Corinthians nasty Bergwijn and so air Saudi Pro League. And coach in the car say, and I'm just a Bergwijn echo Saudi Pro League into my drop on our national team because the orange national team no players are almost stay competitive. Unbelievable said the Saudi Pro League no air competitive into a bed drop, And a lot of people ask a question about Memphis Depay move to Corinthians in Brazil. No, say that be. Who the Brazilian league they say competitive as compared to the Saudi Pro League. Into an assistant, Echo Brazil, Echo share Memphis Depay a performance. And then he saw it. You know, despite all the Netherlands players in Europe, so more Sambu almost squad from Virgil van Dijk, Mickey van der Ven, Nathan Ake, Matthias de Ligt, Jeremy Frimpong, Denzel Dumfries, Tijani Rendes, Frankie de Jong, et the papi do anymore. The focal point up front, Memphis Depay. Now, I said, only 2 goals I'll share in the game one boy over the weekend. No, I'm an Ababe all-time top scorer for the national team. I missed all the guys, the Cody Gapos, the Javi Simons. Said you, he's still the main man who team him up front. The focal point still relies on him. So be the ball better than you know. So people link up a create something you know. Say free kick you know, a penalty you know. You know that is Memphis Depay for you. Into the game, you know, sometimes you know, a man makes opinions about the game. You know, say, oh yeah, dear, onimbo, and now onimbo, and now man say, but you know, that is the standard and the quality I was show for the national team. Netherlands national team, forwards be brebe, our onimbo, you know, from Johan Cruyff, Marco van Basten, now the above is Patrick Kluivert, Ruben van Persie, Jan-Claes Handler, Rafael van der Vaart, Jimmy Flo Hasselbank, all these guys are almost forwards and almost and respective teams. But then Ababi Drew say Memphis Depay assign in terms of the highest goals I was share for the national team. And I don't know Franco says say I'm sure yeah, this regime Baby San will be because of the number of games or mobile. And the Nations League, you know, and the World Cup and your bem into the number of matches are born or qualifiers, a dozen. Until you have the luxury to score goals, especially against weaker opposition. But in all, and yet your striker Beyonce Oja will be on Nadia Mana, congratulations to Memphis. Amidst all the top strikers who have played for the Orange.
He's serious, and he's not a proper center forward.
Yes.
He's not a proper center forward. Netherlands, he noted for strikers, Ankasa.
Upon all the list I'm going on the number 9. We are Jan-Claes Handler, Johan Cruyff is just like him, Van der Vaart is just like him. But offer Jimmy Flo Hasselbank, offer Ruud van Nistelrooy, offer Ruben van Persie, offer Patrick Kluivert, offer Jan-Claes Handler. Omunina a proper number 9. Omunina Basajo, Wesa will be out. He's done really well, and I think
this story never Van Persie Munina habitum.
Born about the Omunina in Bochen. Say ye more born a day, Omunina top chain, but in the national team, you know. He is the real deal in the national team. The situation here just like Olivier Giroud. Offer France strikers now from the olden days now. Technically they are ahead of him. But in the national team, the number of goals or demand, it is the same thing. And a branch a demanded.
My guy winning born was saying Olivier Giroud.
Oh, and we will be OBBR quadrona to the piano. You know, that is it for the Netherlands national team. And again, he will be leading them to the next World Cup. Hoping quarter final no Argentina stop or this time. Or go beyond that because in the last 2-3 years, not you know, Holland no more players or more brepow. But look at their team now. So Denzel Dumfries, and then you have Jeremy Frimpong, Omumyenu competing for the right. Oh, her central defense, Matthias de Ligt, Nathan Ake led back. Now you Mickey van der Ven, Virgil van Dijk, you have a solid centre back pair. A midfield of Frankie de Jong, now Tijani Rendes, another very good midfield, and then Javi Simons, Cody Gakpo. Now when now be to say Memphis Depay. They have a good team. Donya Marel and other players also county. Netherlands, Memphis Depay, you know why are they? Now to Portugal. Cristiano Ronaldo 1,000 goals.
Apart from goals, there's assistance. Assistance. So now for be 1 or 2 about the leader and also assist.
Memphis
Depay, yeah. Apart from being the top scorer, yeah. And your achievement get well. And he's still scoring.
Yes, and he's still scoring. And you know, he has about 2, 3, 4 years to play. And this isn't a team or a nation that is producing forwards who will be ahead of him.
Yeah.
There'll be O2 and who will be or Baby Tunu anymore. You know,
imagine forwards friends Netherlands.
Yes.
Now Memphis,
yes,
achievement.
That is a huge achievement.
Yeah.
Difference the quality of opposition and the number of matches played. But you know, whichever way, that is Memphis Depay and the record that was set for the Netherlands national team. A country will give you opportunity to blacks. And you know, over the last of Clarence of Jimmy Flo Hasselbank, Suranim for ne buy and honor Babetna, in Tenenwa, Segapu Muna take over the national team now.
So I think, sir, General, I say, to me, acknowledging in some near Kenny. You see, my kind of story no happen. And the amount for Bekai, or you'll be on some fun Ghana, some fancy. There are times he scores goals and he wants to dance at Doha. Because of person my man for who the Ghanaian route. And was in the energy I want a Ghana blood ne winimono and a man no in that energy. But this is the boy at the early stage of his life. Now on person betting papa ding because of the enema e catch no ne papa dapa. I happened to meet the friend of Papa no and okay the story behind Abranti and on the story no. Can I say my boss will happen?
Yeah, sure.
Say yes. Papa no ko PMO Amsterdam no. Na one maame no na one maame na ware senkrata asemunti afei abosume su no diska kakra be fia na oba ne bofu se yete he bo bra sika ba no atambi akoma nkrofo bi ayini momu
diska ko Ghana
sesen ti maame ne tete papa ne sa na papa no so ya abrochire no so okoye ne sika one ejapade obeyi no fie nti no okoye nti ontimi mfa mada na eso odwane gya wo so at the early stages he deserted Memphis Depay and the mother. Nti du baby na maame no empese papa no kra bi hu akwada no is the reason I'll call Man United specifically or catch them say they should call him by his first name but not his surname.
Yeah.
Nti omum friend no he preferred to be called Memphis but not Depay or the Dapana or me any Depay no. But fast forward, I think he's made peace with the father and he's now proud of the Ghanaian descent.
Okay.
Oba menshia be chia o hene MCA nyina wi. Oba be sad waye sa ne mani nyina and the whole Netherlands looking at the names and the Abubosi say on the all-time top scorer, not a proper center forward by trade but makeshift center forward. You know, he's done well.
Okay.
And it looks like he will end up being the top assist of their national team as well.
Sure.
You know, Netherlands, and them say the Omode Bobo France for Nusu, a betun Tumuna. Omususu Mupa.
So, I'm always so Suranim for the free Saramoka by Europe, and I hold on Bessie.
Yeah.
Into Omode black descent, dear.
Virgil van Dijk and Crawford.
Suriname.
And to Omode Honor best straight, into Omode. Away there, I'll be back home.
And I said,
Gullet Frank
Rijkaard. Ebi before.
Yes.
Omuji Ebi before.
She Gullet, Rijkaard, over Clarence Seedorf.
Yeah.
Clivet. The Bia Obina Bium. Omukumusa. And you know,
they need the Omutim in the crimes of Mudoso. Jeremy Frimpong, Denzel, the Frakes, name them.
Okay.
Please tell Dr. Franco Naro that Inaki isn't our problem, but the midfielders who refuse to offer him the passes. Just as Baby Jet said, the guy could set off with a signal, but they wouldn't give him the pass that. They would dribble, turn around, and give a back pass instead. I would have advised him to quit the national team if I had my way. Else, it would be a mess of a team player in the squad. Franny, yeah,
see, you're right. But what is the justification say? In the match, you know, on best is not our style, no more by my suit, you know. Who on your two? Either the midfielders will play to suit the attacker, or you get an attacker who can function the way the midfielders play. and I don't see Kudus over the night. Any side midfielders and say umbe jai ball no recycle any ball na so ball one just odi card and na first you get chance. So Inaki on several occasions abeye in quote useless in our games. So for me, a critical moment like this, you may have to sacrifice him and then get people who can play be suity the midfield play na airborne.
All right, young Kerm.
Last time I said I want to be a man Inaki partner. You know.
And the frustrating.
The money be also bogupa.
When I'm be a bogu baby.
But then no more games.
Last time born and say what we are born. Yeah, but Yemrika crying to me. And I want to one lucky. Or better the West blaster in recent time, not in terms of individual, but in terms of team. Over the last AFCON day by team no kwana coffin. Inti wanye lucky wa
cheze we wakasu kura on number 6 crank bi obeba no sa
long passes
ni bi cheze Elisha ne
okay inti said you time we dey nye e ho dey be kura and obi ani excuse to park ni so nkrofo ya ye ward obisa na na nkrofo ko ka ta dia Niger as hin obi e per stamp said you and ha no room for
cheze on blasters at 2 kwan
obi e per stamp e cheze wo ko so ko akọ Ghana match
so uhwe Idura American Baja no aka chiro mu say wo tire blaster match adansi
inti ene de obi antimfo obi akoma nkodi agro said now to Cristiano Ronaldo. Sadio, now Moreno we didn't come up in say the real World Cup qualifiers in South America. Europe no fit some yen by extension and koso na dos. And ohia 5 and 4 said there's a Franco can and first one is wrong. Portugal was doing exception. Ronaldo aim so person share 1,000 goals. Lionel Messi a catch Argentina for and say he's not certain to be part of the team for the next World Cup because of Hena Pomedia. But Ronaldo day in day out sure send the fitness level no so they bought in the Saudi Pro League and in the national team said you Roberto tonight 2 goals for Cristiano and said you and you Ronaldo nkwa what was how João Felix the moment he moved to the Saudi Pro League he's scoring and he's playing well. The last 4 games of Albono that is the first goal for Ronaldo from Pedro Neto to Cristiano and Obo first goal no João Felix last 4 goals was just 6 goals. And now the better who be Joao Felix so both games not but in all the 2 players for Al Nassr are playing well and they are scoring goals for the Portuguese national team. Ronaldo with that celebration and I do not put him Portugal will be and they are ready for the next World Cup. But so free expect them to deliver the World Cup. They have everything. Quality, team, individuals, experience or more. So we are expecting them to deliver the next World Cup. The last World Cup, Morocco na general. But looking at the players available, and this is a consistent team. And team Spain, edge the UEFA League of Nations. We are hoping so better also now next World Cup and so but in all Ronaldo Guswa Mikisho and the goals no so better no there be all the talent be back any opportunity Obenya against any of the minus bia he tried to score goals for the Portuguese national team. Germany for ball game against Slovakia. Now after game no na Nagelsmann no coach dey betu dwa say enye Ghana for nkwa na o problem ayesu ha ono nso so osumu ho ono omo legends no omo say the kind of football omo boy against Slovakia no so omo koso boss be our national team players bo ha ofi omo and one player said you pressure and Liverpool nkwa na won so but the someone should be in the German national team Florian Wirtz wanye lucky ni situation na kwa akoye Michel Ballack die ni bi in the German national team from the early 2000s after Germany failed in the group stage of the Europe 2000 said you on the World Cup finals in 2002 but so show team now no more Brett Schneider, no more Top Step Strings, no more Oliver Delver, no more Christian Ziga. But any pa now or ye be or demonstration was Michel Ballack. When ya stars now Luther Matthias Mubenya any be and can when ya stars now Frank Beckenbauer Munya any be and can in Tiakoka or non or ye do baby but in the final against Brazil when Timmy and Bobby because of accumulated cars. The next European Championship almost a free group stage. And he said, and now Babeka Florian Wirtz o mu se Joshua Kimmich mu nyina ho de but you know see this kakasi so ye to as a Bundesliga player of the year now ba be piem e wo Liverpool opia expected Florent Base e baby bi you know that was a statement from Florent Base with that set piece or the free kick no etim eto atrem now we a celebration e can be beat now and I said you know or the announce on the presence German national team is not in good state you know team na confirm ama na no hwe ensem omo ka kire omo but enra na also omo ye statement said you omo so etim ye ya 3 goals Florent Base announced on the presence on the field of play by scoring that free kick. Spain any Turkey ACI na it was a game now be a share Adagula and Lami Yama. Said you Adagula don't so one player I'm so so when he dino now when the ball na nyamian no credit me media na ya juma man na Javi Alonso asa have so so no suntino na semeka na yede clearly for Madrid this season he hasn't been bad but so his Spain for me now say oh where Lami Yama ball your boy now the Adagula beto to na bo se gab ni wom na enra Hakan Chakaloglu ene Di Maral Canal Yildiz said you enwa na ntokwa no so che omo ekwa Spanish national team di omo fa so no just omo titi omo pasa now hwe Miguel Merino one of his goals now cry fekeke the range of passing that is Lami Yamal on your screen and what ti omo gusa de omo kosa no but his problem was the final product or the ball no do anim ho ono so no otete mango and one year adwuma oye hwe Miguel Merino go no and look at Pedri to go no these are two players Pedri for example said you on time she goes be but also classic goals she go Chetia Leventi and look at the goal the first goal that he scored yesterday Miguel Merino for Arsenal he's not even a starter for Arsenal you know hat trick and enra or Depay against Turkey for na anya antum say Spain for nim bote om till they will sit back and have Vincenzo Montella e ko biem so no mo engineer look at this goal well rehearsed pa no match play the back line no na Miguel Merino e di atum ohun se ball no mo bo no coach be the bench and no ma rehearse and no team e ball omo mobili and that is the Spanish national team for you tienra omo ko Turkey e ma se jo omo ko tete Hakan Chakaloglu mo amomo hu se omo la Miguel Merino another goal for the former Real Sociedad boy Osina kan Edeba Arsenal and Spain any striker papa bia because Alvaro Morata any obi abe trust no you can only hope for his experience Oyarzabal is on and off oba to bia go to no crowd TV enchebi but at least you have Pedri you have Miguel Merino omo bo behind these strikers as you almost share goals and the Spanish national team is clearly in safe hands almost ready for the next World Cup as a Jew almost eba and the team should watch out. I think in Europe Spain for normal ready, the French national team is ready, England will be ready now say who set up stock less say team no or the players be any class or musheje sabe but team na agwadu
players any class or musheje
na seven ko mo na Luis Mascali mu na mdom ko World Cup and Crawford Argentina for the set up na be bawo
Bandy and England individual quality above.
No,
the current squad now, the individual quality above.
But Sevanko, you still have Maguire, right? You have Free James, you have Trent Alexander-Arnold. In midfield, you have Declan Rice, you have Jude Bellingham, you have Harry Kane, you have Oli Watkins, you have Cole Palmer, you have Phil Foden. Who else? You still have the players around. Mubench in Germany for mu nyaji anything nyaji ayo mu team you.
Who the starting 11 or Debo Andorra na team say ni mo mrepa.
It is am got to say me ma
Rashford nears nominate.
So, I think these European teams are ready for the World Cup and they will be waiting for the Brazil Argentina from South America. We really enjoyed the weekend and we need a major highlight for the weekends. Kakrebi Onana na sejo Okoteki. I think it's a piece of good news to Manchester United because a car or Modikofa Onana buy no. Onana go Africa for in any mass. As a Franco, African goalkeeper Ben be go to the level of Onana.
Manchester United.
With the Inter Milan, Manchester United. Because Onana only go down check Carlos Kameni. Only go down check Vincent Nyema. But at the level of Kukudruye. So we expect him to stay there again. Senyem Buemo na beji player of the month. Manchester United players are from Africa. Cameroonians also. The Cameroonians, and you talk about the two Ivorians.
Yeah.
Until at least next time, you not be thinking of going for a Cameroonian again. And you know, Wahai United do.
But goalkeeper, for African goalkeeper to get a top English club,
yes.
We Bruce Groblamo, if you want to man, Edding Person Bekwakofa, African goalkeeper, say number one.
Not really, Okoro place in Okra in the first place.
Yes.
Yes. Ni boot na wodo na eba beshim na yekese.
Yes.
Ah.
So in recent times, or the Mendy now go to the first class in terms of football. Now you know, Mendy or any there.
Oh, Mendy there.
Mendy won the Champions League for but here. Unana jangle wa say you. Omo bo anabo na san fa ho ahye no o chimframa. What do I say ye kwan so goalkeeper bi. FM mu anahye eno ne ade ase you. Or the for man. Say you Koteki, and I think the new goalkeepers have got to pressure everybody too. But at least you expect him to perform. Matthias Cunha is back. And also started training now. Yeah, and what Jim hoping said the Manchester derby, he'll be available this weekend. You know.
Otuado is not just inexperienced, so he's also incompetent. But it's not his fault. We created an impression that he's the best. With Ross Collins and Ediwe Ebre, Nana Tornado, Nana Bafo Tornado FC. I'll say most general football is a psychological game, but bet me today the stars will play above themselves and get results because they know this is the match that takes them to the World Cup, and that's their biggest motivation. And also, I don't know, they will win without a technical team, management, and even fans. Okay, psyche is always the key to the game. Please, have you heard Andy again today saying Mali is no match for the Black Stars after saying same for Chad? All right, Nana Bafo Tornado.
Nana, they also say football. Say about. It's nice. Obi say upset. Fine, it is part of the game. But if you put everything together, I said, "Yo, Mario Muncha Ghana in any competitive feature, even if the World Cup qualifies here, you can show more by 2-1. Offer in terms of quality on player for player. You know, we are far ahead.
Okay,
it is football. You can raise concern, but send an tornado on one watch him say Ghana bese. And I'm one.
Yeah.
Per FIFA ranking, Mali is ahead of Ghana.
Okay.
Mali is rated 54th. Ghana is ranked 76.
Yeah.
Inti so bia ebani team say obu Mali enimtia na abu mfia onwene ubi. Yes, o might be oha o might be a wontumi no. Mali omo form osrokra ya no muntumi Ghana.
Yeah.
But Ghana ya ye twifa ya bui. Your last be 8 games or so. Ya she be 2 peno. Ya nye bibi soronko a enye easy. Me sure say ibenya ntema ibenya brabe fi. Because who hate teams here no my boy in recent times. Angola, Niger, Sudan, Chad, and we are struggling to beat these sides. One we have a time na ye ko share Mali no. Ewo ho no your motivation e bibia asesa. Enti enye ko edafo. I'm sure say it be a casa, but Andy Tia will say it's not easy.
Yeah.
But don't hear the records, the statistics, past record, even current individual players no more form on the bar. Any venue now, as I say, Ghana your favorites. But these guys have disappointed us on several occasions. Inti enye bete. General Asamba Copen American Amon na mabefi.
Okay.
Ore friend Holy Honest, uko European football man penyin for mu ye highly respected. Bako any Holy Honest. Bayern Munich Henry president. Omundina gro. Omunini wagro. Bayern Munich itself as an institution is a highly respected institution. It is omukase obi eneye wo mu honorary president as a chairman say oyo penye osombo mfie duasa miensa na papa yedi tini mfie no kwa ni mu yi at least a World Cup winner, European Cup winner is a legend of the game. But then somehow wakafa eye urani din edi Nicholas Jackson una mu wakakra we ha na nsia no sa obe fire say players be average players near in terms sika kese de momo
na no wabodi o si Germany na o maton aba Newcastle na side for na this guy onye player o ti e de 40 million kura koto wabodi
o to too many players no near this and Chelsea ade omu player a friend no Nicholas Jackson akoma Bayern Munich. Then komoni nyina ne say sika 16.5 million euros. Enoni sika Bayern Munich etua de ma Chelsea no mu de agi Nicholas Jackson on loan. And omu de asha contract mi so omu wi Bayern were the obligation to buy for 56.2 million pounds sterling. Tinsam ne nam vrema na ole hones aba abontenze he. Omo keka say loan deal Chelsea Bayern a 16 million for Nicholas Jackson. Na Bayern obligated so mbesa to abrante no. Omo nim de omo ka no kura bi anim. Sa 16 million no kura no nya Bayern etua ni nyina. Nicholas Jackson mo ankrofo na de 3 million be so. Emma Bayern for the comma Chelsea. Na Bayern has not paid 16 million. Na Chelsea kwa bi so Nicholas Jackson ni team no. Omo abo omo so sika e dey koto na free Chelsea no nkura diska ni bi buy. Ansa na Bayern for the kwa koto. And na do KM say etwa Nicholas Jackson 3 team no. Ensuru mo say after the qualifiers no they will come and reply him and say or say side they ashem say season ko na wie ya Bayern bet 56.2 million no. Shemu kwa nkrata asem embem because there is a clause I wom say SSR brand and bobe 40 matches Edma Bayern Munich na so timi bo 40 ni dia Bayern for ebe ko akutua say Canada match Chelsea no say akwa we ebe de wo 40 matches or Bayern enti 40 ni kwa onya mo na chese akoba say Bayern ebe under obligation so mu kotua say Scano enti obi okeka sanse ma che ni trim say at the end of the season Bayern is under obligation to buy Nicholas Jackson onyaka na Nicholas Jackson no enya de so obenya 40 matches na bo na Chelsea for ultimatum no edna ma Bayern Munich. And I'm thinking that per his position as an honorary president some of these things shouldn't come from him. First of all, yes I know bu abrantie no abumfia na ujidi se kwambia so no ntumi mo and general clubs ni bebreye say conditions ehemu a simple 30 matches a one way omni coach ni bekasa in such a way say season economy feels omumpe abrante no na omumpe say ombe meet that obligation they will start dropping you making sure say 30 matches in par or bodo do ani be at 28 no want me amonem ranch chire omo but let's see how things pan out. I also think that 40 matches for Nicholas Jackson there a bedding to Chelsea for any Omadwins at the end of the season. Bayern for the Omadi Ebebremo. Na musa de na kugwa 40 matches.
Omo team no. Omo team no. Hurricane Omuni Hurricane in the
Omuni in back.
Say Luis Diaz ni wa ono and then Serge Gnabry. Into at least so one start here. Obebubi.
All right.
Bundesliga I think 38 games. Yeah. Na Champions League,
DFB
Pokal near daddy. But when they want to manipulate the system,
yes,
and we are winning 40 matches anymore.
Can anything good come out of this team? They play with no seriousness. Apia and Co can even play with a coach. Just appear as a captain on the field. These guys take us for what? I still pray we don't qualify to avoid disaster. When your child refuses to take your advice, you forget about him. I only feel sad for some of the players. They can give us some record between Ghana. Please, can you give us some records between Ghana and Mali and players to watch out for in the Mali team? Daddy KD with your Showman Estate down. The Abreye and so I don't know.
Daddy KD Wadaruma. The Ghana for pen when they say you qualify now. Omompesum tukwano. Yeah. Omonya kwetu. The Ebeko akwaye wo hono mukra na shada hang crofo sa. Wo de yenko na yenko share 5 ni 6. Nkrofo yi okay. Nti yenyina mfa akomanda kire na yen qualify ebi mpa na Ketimoti so no mapekucha ninim de wo soro sin to ado de amaye bra yeko.
Okay, Doc, it's 40 matches from start, meaning he will start 40 matches. Parkway see the way every takwa.
Nicholas Jackson
yeah, Jackson then all kind of
starting 40 games.
Okay. Intina and so I don't know. Yeba na ba Africa stories no and so World Cup qualifiers no. Enra be a coso and so e be a coso. Yami Ayadmo China, I know Austria.
Nigeria has 7 nothing. But the rank who Ghana and Nigeria has 7 and who say intentionally Ghana and Nigeria to me for coach. Said the coach will not help them, but they will still go in for that coach. Just because they can manipulate the coach with you. And I'm on board no more. But Nigeria team the defense is in a ha. Not midfield in a ha. Not attack it in a ha.
What they want.
You know they have no option against Rwanda
in Nigeria.
In Nigeria. Say do Rwanda from top player one. They have Lukman, they have Seaman, they have Moses Simon, Chikweza Amubio. In the chomo nyina Franco Yinka, Winfredi, Didi, Alessi Wobi. That is a concrete bench.
Activities ahodoɔ pii ɛna ɛkɔ so weekendi menyi sɛ mmerɛ bɛbɛm ɛma yɛbiebie ne nyinaa ɛso US Open no aba awieɛ ama Carlos Alcaraz wate Jannik Sinner nso atumi atwa no asese ɔno energy US Open sese Grand Slam baako nsia ɛna akɔ Carlos Alcaraz nso ɛhɔ so ɛna ɛma no Arina Sabalenka once again Amanda Anisimova went to me odru fan bia na atwa no was so soon oh the American but Arina Sabalenka nso na fa ɛma no ɛde na ba Formula 1 Max Verstappen also asan akako win Italian Grand Prix no for the third time in 4 years and just some kitu akra some pii na course weekend ye koba na eyi kakra nso de